Hey guys, welcome back. Ed here, Models and Beer. And I just finished up the Aft Conning Tower, and you'll see it in this video here. The partial build, I didn't actually build it on camera, but I did take it step by step. I would have to say that this tower has probably been the least favorite part of the Arizona to me so far. Very unenjoyable build. I ran into a lot of problems, fit problems, photo etch problems. I didn't anticipate this tower as being as complex and complicated as it turned out to be. But I did get it completed. The end results are acceptable. To somebody who's looking at this model at the end, and they're not going to be able to see the struggles that I had through it. They're just going to see the end results, and I think the end results are, like I said, it's passable. So I'm happy with that. What a nightmare that thing was, and I still got another one to go. I'm hoping that I've learned some things on this tower that I can apply to the next tower that I got to build, which is almost identical to this one, and avoid a lot of future problems. So a little time to celebrate. Cheers, guys. I celebrate that tower is done. It's turned into a nightmare. I've literally seen this thing in my sleep. If you're building this, the 200 scale of the Arizona, I feel for you when you get to these towers, especially if you're using the Edwards photo etch kit. Lots and lots of photo etch on that, just that one tower, and you'll see it in this video. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And some of the photo etch was so tiny that I couldn't even pick it up with the tweezers and have enough space to get glue on the part without getting it onto the tweezer. So it really turned into a nightmare. But I pointed out some of the issues that I had, the major issues that I had. The smaller stuff I didn't bother mentioning. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get right on into it. I start you off from piece one, and we go all the way through to the end. It is completed now. It's painted. It is sitting in its home on the ship, and I got some pictures at the end of this video to document that. So, guys, appreciate you watching, and check this out. Okay, so first step, it's got us working with piece E13, which is this deck here. And it comes with kit provided photo etch, PE3 and PE2, to wrap around these here, which are these pieces here and here. Both of those are identical, and I'm not sure if you can make out the detail on that. There we go. So those are supposed to wrap around the edges of this piece here. However, we have the Edwards, and it has a more superior piece, so we will not be using the kit provided photo etch. We will be using the Edwards, and this is why. This is the same piece here with the detail. Let's see if I can get the detail in there. There we go. However, this has attached railing, where this kit provided does not. So we will be using the photo etch pieces simply because it contains the railing, and so that is that. Now, let me get this stuff out of the way here. Let me go to the photo etch directions here. We got a lot of work to do. So let me see if I can get zoomed in here a little bit better on this so we can see what's going on. All right. So a lot of work to do on the underside of this. It has us removing all of these raised areas here because we're going to be replacing that with the photo etch from Edwards. and it's got these two back pieces that are going to be removed. So that's what we're going to start with. We got that to remove and get it filed down and get it smooth, and then we're going to apply the photo etch to that. So we're going to take it piece by piece, simply because there's a lot of detail to each one of these and a lot of work to do. Once we complete this one, then we can move into the next piece here, and then the next piece after that, until we reach the end. So yeah, we're going to start off with E13 and get it completed with the photo etch, and then I'll show you what this come out to look like, and then we'll move on to the next piece. See you in a short bit. All right, through the miracle of time, we have our first piece complete. Let me run through this with you and show you what we got here. Let me get this up here. Here's all our photo etch installed and ready for prime and paint. Where's my pointer? Here we go. These little boxes here on the ends, this is kit provided photo etch. This, however, is the Edwards. So this is what we ended up with, and it's pretty much complete except for our railing that we got along the outside here. I cannot install that yet, only because I cannot set this side down to work on it because it'll crush this PE. So we're going to wait until we get the tripod and get this onto the tripod, and then we can install the railing after it's complete. So we have this all ready to go. Our next piece is going to be this guy here, and it's going to be the same thing as before. We're going to have to remove these plastic pieces here, these beams, and we're going to replace those with the photo etch. Now, let me show you what I did here really quick. On each of these pieces, this piece down here and here, it has a slight seam. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can get it up here where you can, yeah, you can kind of make it out there. There's a little bit of a lip that runs along this edge here. That creates a little bit of a challenge when you're trying to remove these pieces here. These are pretty heavy duty plastic, and it requires a little bit more than just an X-Acto knife to cut through those. You can kind of see how thick it is. So what did I ended up doing, let me show you in the event that you're going to be doing this, is I took my Dremel tool and I used this, this cutting bit on the end here. And it works pretty good. It gets you into these tight areas, and with a little bit of careful work, you can buzz these down. Once I got these down to almost to this flat area here, the deck area, I finished it up with this chisel X-Acto blade, and I kind of just scraped the remaining bit of those off and took it right down to the plastic, and it actually came out really well, and it didn't compromise this lip around to the outside here. So I thought I would share that with you. So yeah, that's where we're at now. Let's go ahead and get this grinded down, and we'll get it chiseled off, and then we will put the photo etch on, and I'll show you what that looks like when we get done. I will be right back. Okay, got part E21 complete, and let me bring this up closer to the camera. There's our photo etch work. If I can get it in view here. We just got these areas here, these ribbed areas. We got one back here. Where's my pointer? Get it in focus. There we go. Got one here, and then one on each corner back here. So there we have it. Now, oops, let me get this out of the way so we don't destroy our hard work. Now we're going to be moving on to part E12, which is the bottom of our structure. And this one looks like it's going to be the most involved as far as photo etch. We got to grind all that off of there. And let me show you how we're replacing that. There we go. With all of this. So this is all the photo etch that's going onto that. So there's a lot of little pieces. So yeah, that's going to be a busy one. So this, like I said, this is probably the most involved so far out of the three on this aft tower. So nothing left but to do it. So let's get into it. Let's grind this off. Let's get the photo etch on, and I will be back. See you shortly. Well, got way ahead of myself. I didn't realize I wasn't filming until I got too far ahead, so I figured I'd better stop and get caught up on where we're at. When we left off last, we were working on this top piece here, and here's all our photo etch work. And this is the piece that we were working on here. Let me see if I can get that into focus. So that's where we're at. I went ahead and I jumped ahead and I went ahead and put everything together and started creating our tripod tower here. So where we're at, I got everything glued in place. I've got the ladder. Let me see if we can figure this out here. Right here we got this ladder, and where's it? There it is. I went ahead and what I did is, this is the structure on top, and I left that off for the simple reason that I wanted to be able to feed this ladder through this hole at the top. So that's what I did. I pushed it through from the top down, and now I'll be able to go ahead and put the top onto here. So that's where we're at now. Basically what we got is a whole bunch of photo etch work. Now basically ladders between all the levels here, and I had to widen, whoops, let me get in here. I'd widen these holes here from for the photo etch as per instructions. The ladders are too wide to fit through the holes that were there for the kit included ladders. So I got ahead and got those wide and ready to go. So we got this ladder in place, if I can get it into focus here. And we got another ladder coming from here to here, and then we got another ladder from there to there, and then we have ladders that are going to be going down to the side here. I still have all the railings to put in around these decks here. So this deck here gets a railing. This one's going to get a railing. There is a railing up here, and there was a railing for this one here. And then we have spotlights or searchlights that we're going to be installing into these holes here. And then we got our structure that's going to go on top. So there we are. I figured I better stop and get everything caught up, let you know where we're at. Like I said, I jumped way ahead of myself and really didn't realize I was just going with it. So, but that's where we're at. There's our photo etch. And now I'm going to go ahead and start putting the ladders in, and I will come back to you when the ladders are in. See you shortly. Alright guys, I ended up just going ahead and completing the tower. As far as the parts in the photo etch, I went ahead and put everything together. It has not been painted or primed yet. I want to show you the tower before I throw the paint on it so you can actually see what we got. I'd have to say, with my build of the Arizona, this tower has given me probably the most problems and has been my least favorite part of this build so far. It came with plenty of challenges, unforeseen challenges, and probably problems that I created on my own, I'm not sure. But either way, I had to deal with these problems, and there was plenty of them. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about when we flip over to the overhead and get the overhead view of the tower, and I'll go ahead and show you what we've got. Yeah, I think, you know, there's with the photo etch, it added a lot of detail, but like I said, it also added me a lot of problems. And maybe, you know, I got another tower I got to do, and it's almost identical to this one, and I'm hoping that maybe that one's going to go a little bit easier simply because I built this one and I dealt with the problems that I, you know, on this tower, and maybe I can avoid them on the next tower that I have to do. But I am certainly in no hurry to build this next tower. So maybe I'll go off and do something else for a while on the Arizona and then come back to the tower. I'm not sure. But anyways, guys, yeah, it came with plenty of situations, unforeseen problems. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go to the overhead and let me bring the tower in, and I'll show you everything that, you know, the completed tower. And I'll point out some of the issues that I had. So I will be right back. Okay, here we go. I'm holding this by hand, so it might be a little bit shaky as we work around. It's kind of tall and off balance, so it's a little bit kind of hard to hold. I can't hold it on these other two because I got these ladders and railings on it, so this is the only point that I can safely hold this thing, so I'll do the best that I can with it. So let's start, let me get some light on the subject here. There we go, that's a little bit better. Let's start at the top here on the crow's nest. I do have the ammo boxes installed, and these holes that you're seeing at the top here, those are going to be for the guns, and I have not installed those yet. I'm going to wait until the end because I want to hand detail those before I put those in. So those are going to go in last. We'll work our way down here, and all these windows here are going to have the window maker put into them. I have not done that yet. I'm going to wait until the paint is all finished, and I'll put those in as the last step. And I got all these, I guess those are areas that are going to be holding rigging. Those are all in place as per instructions, and more of these windows as I spin around. We're going to be putting the window maker into those. So here's one of the areas where I had a little bit of a situation, and let's see if you can make it out. There you go. This little leg right here, or not a leg, I'm not sure what it is, but it's supposed to go to there, and it does not go to there. It ended up breaking. And let me get a little closer here so you can see this. Yeah, you can see it there. Right here, it's supposed to go to here, and it broke. Now, I don't know how it broke. It was not broke when I glued it in place. I did not drop this tower. I did not grab at any time into this area. I just looked at it and noticed that it's broke, and I have no idea where the piece is. I looked all over my table here, cannot locate it. So that is something I'm going to have to deal with. I'm going to have to find a way to make this touch, or, you know, continue on to the tower here, and without making it look like it's fixed. So that'll be a challenge on its own. Other than that, everything went good on the structure itself, and I will kind of spin around and we can take a look at this. Here we go. These are all, like I said, kit provided parts, and they're all installed as per instructions. So let's move on down. Here's some of our photo etch. I got the railings in place, and you can see it here. We got a piece up here. We got this one down here. We got railing that goes around here. And let me see, get the light a little bit better here. There we go. And we got our railing here. And I'll have to say the railing went on fairly easy. I had no situations at all putting these railings on. And they came out nice. They look really, really good. I'll spin it around here so you can kind of see what we got going here. So yeah. Another situation that I dealt with, or a problem I should say, is these ladders between these levels, these decks. I was going to use the Edwards supplied photo etch ladders, and I ran into a little bit of a situation with those, so I ended up using the kit provided ladders. You can see one there, and there's another one here, and there's one back here on this side. Whoops, get on camera here. Right here. So, but what ended up happening was, you know what, let me show you something here. Let me get the photo-etch sheet out. These are the ladders that they wanted you to use. And you can see right here, this empty space, there was 2 ladders that were in here. And I took the 2 ladders and I put them into, let me see here, into my bending thing here. And I did not do them both at the same time. I put one in and then, tightened it down, bent it. As I pulled it out, it fell in half. The ladder did. And then the steps inside the ladder, like 7, 8 of those fell right out onto my, table. And I did not apply, too much pressure on it or anything else. Actually, I got one of them right here. I did not apply too much pressure. So there's one of the railings from it. Here's some of the ladders that fell out of it. I don't know if you can, or the steps that you know. And yeah, here's the other piece of the railing. But it just fell apart. Like I said, I did not apply too much pressure or anything like that. I did, so far in this Arizona, I'm going to have to say I probably made 20 plus, maybe close to 30 stairs, and I have never had that happen. Now these were side by side in the sprue, or the photo-etch sprue, or sheet, whatever you want to call it. And they both broke identical same places, and the same thing happened. The steps themselves just fell out. I am not sure if that is a defect in the Edwards photo-etch or if it's something that I did. I don't know either way. But you know something, I'm kind of happy with the kit provided stairs as opposed to these, simply because these stairs are exaggerated as far as size goes. And what I mean by that is, I'm going to pull this, let me get this out of the way here. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Let me get this tower back here. Now, look at these windows in this structure up top. That kind of gives you an idea of, the scale, or maybe what the size of the sailors would be as far as a, 200 scale. And look at this ladder right here. Oops, let me see if we can get it in here. Right here. And I can get it in focus here. Those things are humongous compared to, the scale. It just doesn't look right to me. They are way too big. And if you look at the kit provided, I think that's really about, the size that it would be. Those things are twice as wide as, these here, and it kind of looks stupid. It really did. So I'm kind of glad that they did break, because it made the decision for me not to use that. So on the next tower that I do, I'm also going to be using the kit provided stairs, just because I think they look better. Maybe not look better, but they're more to scale, so it looks more realistic. Let's say that. So yeah, anyways, that was another situation that I dealt with. But like I said, I got the kit provided stairs in there now, and it looks nice. So I'm happy with that. And I got our stairs here. Those are all in place, and those came out really nice. They got railings on them. I don't know if you can make that out or not. And those went on really nice, no problems. And I got our spotlights in place, and those came out nice. And I am going to be priming that, painting it, and then I got the lenses that we're going to be putting over top of that. So yeah, there we have it, guys. That is the completed tower. And it's got the bell here, like I said. I'm going to be painting that up. I don't know if I'll go with the silver or maybe a gold just to make it look nice. And I'm going to get a rope or a string to come out of there. And I'm going to have it to a tie down here someplace where a sailor can, reach up and grab that and ring the bell. So there we have it. Yeah, that's what I've done so far. Let's get this thing to paint. I'm going to go shoot it with some primer. I am going to go ahead and paint it. The blue from this deck right here up. Everything goes into a white. I'm going to be using a gray because I just don't like the white to stand out for the same reasons I explained in past videos with the boats and other parts that had the white on them. I think this white is just too bright, so I'm going to go with a gray, and then everything gets the ship blue, the navy blue, for the rest of the way down. So that's where we're at, guys. Appreciate you watching, and I will be right back once we get this painted, and I will show you the end results. Be right back. All right, it's painted, and I am calling it done. It's about as done as I'm going to get it. Let me go ahead and show you here what we got really quick. It's basically same thing as where we left off, just painted. I did add the guns on the top here, and let's see, get those in the camera view. There we go. And I went with the light gray for this upper as opposed to the white. And then we got our navy blue here. And I did add a bell. The bell is here. I painted it a gold color, and I added a string so that the sailors could ring the bell. I'm not sure if that is accurate, but it's the way I wanted it, so that's the way it is. And we got our spotlights painted. I got the lenses on those, and that's about it, guys. That is the finished tower, and I'm going to mount this onto the ship. I will get a few photos of it sitting in its home, and I will put them at the end of this video. So there we have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.